I'm your co-ghost Anthony.
And I'm your co-ghost Kaylee.
And this is Two Ghosts Review Creature Commandos. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Two Ghosts Review. So this one we're going to be doing a Creature Commandos, but before we do that, we're going to go over the results of our polls from our last episode, which was Two Ghost Awards, our awards show. And we did quite a few polls. It wasn't just one. But I've got results.
Results that you kept from me.
Oh, you have access to the results.
Oh, well,
But,
I don't know this.
Well, half the results, I guess. But this was across, we did polling across our Two Ghosts Review Instagram account and the Blue Ghost Review Instagram account. So these are the results. We have results for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 polls. So we have best series of 2025 predictions, and the best series of 2025 predictions results were 50% said Dead City Season 2, and 50% said Daredevil Born Again.
Both good options.
Both good options, yeah. So that 50-50 there. Was that? Mine was Daredevil. Was yours Dead City?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. Then there's pretty much an agreement, I guess, that everybody.
Did you vote?
I didn't vote. No,
I didn't vote either.
Then our second poll we have here was what was the best movie of 2024? This one was 33% Civil War.
Huh.
And 67% Deadpool and Wolverine.
Guys, you're wrong.
Deadpool and Wolverine took the win.
You're wrong. The best movie was Beetlejuice. Get educated.
It didn't even make it.
Get educated.
Okay, our third poll was best episode of 2024. And we got Years, 50% from The Ones Who Live. And 50% 73 Yards. So both of our top ones.
Interesting. I was just about to violently accuse you of having too many Walking Dead followers come over from your Blue Ghost Review account and have both of them be Walking Dead. That's interesting. We got some Doctor Who votes there.
Yeah, we got Doctor Who votes. So, well, then best series of 2024, we
Walking
had
Dead.
50% The Ones Who Live.
Yeah.
Which mine was The Penguin.
Yeah,
was
I know
best
what yours
season.
was.
So, yeah, The Ones Who Live got 50%, and Doctor Who got 50%.
Oh, we see you, Doctor Who.
So Doctor Who is getting some love,
Okay.
which is nice. But yeah, those were the results. I mean, most of them were 50-50.
Well, we
But
probably had only 2 or 3 people participating, which is more than we've had in the past. We thank you. We thank you.
We're not complaining. Yeah. We appreciate your votes.
We appreciate your participation.
Yes. So yeah. You can vote on whatever we put for a poll for this one on Friday. It'll be up all for 24 hours as long as Instagram lets it stay up, the story stay up. So there's that, and you can leave comments on this or any of the other episodes as well.
We want to talk to you.
Yeah. But yeah, so let's let's jump into Creature Commandos.
Yeah, which before we even start, I just want to say that I had no idea what this was about. I knew that James Gunn was doing the DC universe, yeah, and I know I've heard you say 100 times, like, oh, he's going to start with Creature Commandos. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. And I know that we watched that video that he put out, like, explaining to fans. You remember way back when it was, like, announced that he was taking over? Like, we watched that. I'm sure he talked about it then. The marketing on this did not reach me. You told me...
Now, I agree. The marketing, I knew it was coming out, but the marketing was not that, like in high gear or anything for this.
You told me, hey, let's review Creature Commandos, and I was like, oh, this is one of your things. I just want to give
the new DCU a fair shake.
Which I have my own opinion on. I just can't waste any more time on something that's going to get rebooted and rebooted and rebooted. I don't have the emotional capacity for that, but nobody told me this was like a Halloween thing. I didn't even know what it was. So you're like, okay, let's sit down.
It's not specifically Halloween, but it's monsters.
Yeah, okay, so Creature Commandos. Oh, great, I have to watch this thing. Okay, sit down on the couch and look at the TV. I'm like, what is this? The Bride of Frankenstein, an undersea monster, skeleton man. What is this? Turn it on. Play it right now. What is this? This is like... made for me, a team of monsters.
Yeah,
Halloween monsters.
Amanda Waller putting together Task Force M
for monsters. Like, I didn't know that's what it was. I had not seen a single picture.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
because if I had seen a picture, I would have been begging you, please can we review Creature Commandos? When does that come out? Hey, is there a trailer? I would have been... David Harbour's in this? I had no idea. Yeah. I had no idea. Nobody told me.
Lexi.
Yeah, nobody told me. I had no idea. So, before we even started... I was just completely disinterested, and then I saw what it was, and I was like, oh, start it right now. This is exciting. So, boo on marketing.
Yeah. But, yeah, well, let's start with the intro, because I actually really like the intro. What do you think about that?
It reminded me of, like, an old cartoon, but also of an anime. Not that either of us watch anime, but it was giving like anime vibes too.
Yeah. I've kind of starting to notice that like a more modern animation, at least, like shows that are coming out, that they kind of look a little like they've got the classic, like I'd say like American animated show style, but like there's like it's like they're dipping into anime, like
Scooby-Doo style animation, like original Scooby-Doo animation with a little bit of anime-esque style.
And I always see it kind of like in the eyes a bit.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. No,
not like that, but like the
expression,
it's like, I don't know, it's
they don't
sharper. I don't know.
I know, I get that. Like in anime, typically, they emote with their eyes a lot.
Yeah.
But like in this, they don't go like, oh, like
right. Yeah.
Gasping and like the sweat, like that type of stuff that you see in some styles of anime. But the eye stuff, I do see that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. With this intro, I mean, it's super simple. I mean, it's just showing all the main characters, but for how short the episodes are, I really like how like it's a short intro, but like the music is what really catches me.
Which also reminds you of an older American style cartoon. At least me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's catchy. Like I got into it every single time I watched it. Like the music.
Maybe that's
and, like,
more anime-ish. Like,
maybe, yeah.
Like
I mean,
Death Note, one of the few animes we did see.
I guess, yeah.
And then it changes towards the end of the show, and it's weird. But anyway.
But yeah, and then like at first I was like, that's kind of weird that James Gunn put himself in the intro.
No, I like
But
that.
then, yeah, like by the second episode, I was like, yeah, I kind of like that. Like, it's kind of fun. I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um, oh, the new DC logo as well.
Is that the new DC logo for everything?
That's what I'm wondering. Is like, well, like the logo is, I think, but
I'm talking about the
the
thing with Superman.
yeah, I don't know about that. Like, it definitely fits for an animation style. I just don't know how that would translate to, like, you're going to see a theatrical release kind of thing, like cinematic movie.
I feel like that's just for animated stuff,
Yeah,
which is very classic, like
I'm
Warner
okay with.
Brothers animated.
Yeah, yeah. But it also is like just the vibe I'm getting from James Gunn's new DCU so far is that like that old, like, I think that's like the original Superman. It kind of fits with the vibe of his DCU so far.
He's only got one project out.
I know, but
he doesn't have a vibe.
That project and the Superman trailer, just what he's going for, seems like is like a
Roots.
Yeah, it's like his audience is like older comic book readers, like that have read like the old comic books.
People who would still have hope after 50 restarts in the past 20 years.
Yeah, something like that. But like, I don't know. It seems like it's lighter. You know, it's not dark like the DCU EU was. It's like just like that, like lighter, more fun comic book style from the past. Brighter.
Well, that's what the DC universe has been known for, is being heavy and dark and gritty.
It's like a 180, it feels like.
And Marvel was the, not necessarily lighter, but, you know, the opposite.
A little more jokey. Yeah.
Not at the beginning. That's just lately.
That's true, yeah. But yeah. All right, so let's get into episode 1 here. The events of that. We start off jumping right in, which is kind of where the DCU is starting off. It's like we're starting off where superheroes have been around. It's not starting off with like origin stories or anything like that, which so far I'm okay with it.
Why do you keep saying so far?
I don't know.
This is the first thing. Superman is not out yet. Don't act like it's out yet. This is the first and only thing in the new DC universe, right?
Yeah.
So you can't say so far. These are all new characters.
7 episodes, so.
Oh my gosh. We haven't even talked about any of it yet. These are all new characters. And they all get origins in the show throughout the episodes.
Like, I think it was done well as we're starting the new DCU.
The same issues that I've brought up before. We're starting with Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that we're starting with Amanda Waller, sure, this is just one of many, but to understand where this character begins in this, it's like you have to watch Suicide Squad. And what is she in? Batman vs. Superman? Even? Or am I insane? I only saw that once.
I don't know.
I feel like she's
in the Suicide Squad.
Well, she's in Suicide Squad first.
Yeah.
The good one. Suicide Squad. And then she's in the Suicide Squad. Oh. She's sprinkled in the past DC projects that we're retconning, but only when it's convenient to retcon it, when we don't want to keep people because they were a good cast or they still want to participate. Like, you're picking up with, you have to have the other knowledge. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
But, like, she is, like, following that, like, build up.
Well, okay, so this first note I have, because this kind of plays into what we're talking about. Amanda Waller is recruiting Rick Flag Sr. to go protect Alana. This is her name. This princess who's being attacked by this Amazonian Cersei person.
Yeah.
And of course she says we got to protect her because she's willing to trade oil with the U.S. and stuff. But that's her excuse. But she refers back to the Suicide Squad with Rick Flag Jr.'s death and with Weasel, because he's the only one that survived the Starfish project or whatever.
Which annoys me. It really, it's like, you can do that, but that's like, how do I not curse? It's really lazy, stupid of you to do that.
It is messy.
It's like,
I agree.
Sloppy,
it's messy.
It's dirty, it's underhanded.
I'm just hoping that we can move on very quickly and kind of forget.
Okay, but didn't they already say that they're keeping Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn?
No.
And
Jason Momoa got cast as Lobo, which everybody wants because he looks like Lobo. That was a major fan cast for a while. Is that putting him in as Lobo? But he will be in the next DCU movie, which is Supergirl. Is it Superwoman or Supergirl?
Just what everybody asked for.
Supergirl, yeah. So
what the heck?
But yeah, he's already recast as someone else, as a different character.
You can't pick and choose plot elements for funsies because they were cute when they happened. You can't do that.
It was cute.
Just because your movies were bad. They did a bad job and they literally killed themselves. You can't pick and choose.
I'm okay with it so far.
Plot points.
So far.
It's disgusting to me. It's just like...
It's funny because...
Sacrilegious.
James Gunn, just recently... that's funny that we're talking about this again, because he just recently said something else about Creature Commandos being the only true canon to the DCU so far, and that The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1 are, in his words, an imperfect memory.
What does that mean? James Gunn?
That it's not actually canon to the DCU, but it's like events that have been mentioned in his DCU. Not those events are canon.
How can you mention them? The
Starfish deal, Starro, that stuff happened. Rick Flag Jr. died. Weasel did survive, but other things could have been different in the DCU version of it. So
my jaw is dropped right now. It's just like, seriously, that's how I feel about it.
He's trying to fold in his projects.
Shouldn't have done them.
He's trying to fold them in. He's already got...
Let him go.
Peacemaker.
Yeah, because that was worth
in production.
Time.
So
it's just...
But yeah, anyway.
I will never give it up. It's terrible. It's an awful, horrible thing. You're going to build your universe off of the decaying, rotten corpse of a smoldering...
Getting graphic.
It's just disgusting. It's just terrible.
Oh,
move
man.
on.
Let's move on.
My stomach is starting to hurt. It's so bad.
All right. So they put together this team
Shocker. Amanda Waller put together a team.
Yeah, good for her.
With an abbreviation of a letter.
She did it again.
No, she didn't, because this is supposed to be the first time in this universe.
No,
this is the first project.
Well, she's not allowed to do. The U.S. government shut down any like superhero teams that are human. These are not human.
Oh.
That's her loophole in making this team. So
Amanda Waller is a beast.
She is. She will stop at nothing to make a team.
She wants to make teams of people and kill them.
It's like a power trip for her. She just wants to have her phone where she can blow people's heads off.
She just wants to blow people's heads off.
But in this one, it just shocks them. It doesn't kill them.
Mm.
Well, there might be an option to kill them, but primarily we just see that it shocks them.
Man, I just want to watch Suicide Squad now. Let's wrap this up.
All right. So they head out to what was the place called? Pokolistan. Pokolistan.
You gotta say it faster.
Pokolistan.
Yeah.
They go to Pokolistan to protect this princess. They take the aircraft. I know you mentioned it. It looked similar to the.
Every single time they're in this helicopter, whatever it's called, there's a word for it. I don't care to remember it.
It's like the plane / helicopter.
Whatever it's
aircraft
called.
thing.
I don't care about DC. It's exactly the same as Suicide Squad, as the Suicide Squad. They're all strapped in, sitting there, mad. It looks the same. It's the same exact scene in every single project. Like, seriously.
Well, yeah.
We gotta include the shot of the criminals in the plane on the way to do the mission they don't want to do.
It's Amanda Waller. It's the same deal with her.
Can we come up with anything else?
Yeah.
But James Gunn put himself in the little spin chair with his computer, typing up, popping his knuckles, putting his hands behind his head. He's like, oh yeah, I got something that they're gonna love. We're gonna put him in the plane thing again.
I just wrote something amazing.
Except this time, it's not gonna crash. Wow.
Well, in this plane thingy,
fantastic.
We start to get some of my favorite stuff from the show, which is G.I. Robot commenting on how he wants to kill Nazis.
Nobody better say anything bad about G.I. Robot. As negative as I have been so far, do not have anything bad to say about G.I. Robot.
He's playing Jenga with Dr. Phosphorus, and he sees a swastika in the Jenga blocks and then shoots the tower down. Bro. Yeah, I love G.I. Robot. He's so good. Anyway, so they get to Pokolistan. I'm gonna butcher it over and over again.
Pokolistan.
They get there, and then Alexei, the fun guard.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
I guess if you have a Russian accent and you're a big burly guy, your name needs to be Alexei.
Yes.
Per Marvel. Right?
Per Marvel.
Yeah.
That's DC.
James Gunn came over from Marvel and he stole that.
I'll make my own Alexei.
He stole it.
So he drives.
I'll make my own Alexei, and I'll get David Harbour to play a character.
I'll pull them all over.
One by one. I will steal everything. It's like the Grinch.
So, yeah, they get to this castle, and they meet the princess, which she throws... I just liked it. She's throwing the bone for Weasel, and he's running around. I just enjoyed that. But
Weasel is psycho.
He's so great. I really like the characters in this. But
I didn't like that one, the undersea.
Oh no, you didn't. Nina.
Yeah, she was just a little baby the whole time. I was
Yeah.
honestly relieved later.
Well,
We'll get to that.
yeah. But so this is what I mean about like this old. I mean, I guess it's not technically old. I don't read a lot of comics, but I know there are comics that this DCU feels more comic booky, truer to comic books, because like it was weird to have like this castle in this superhero project. Like it was like a royalty. It was like the bride says later on, like calls her a Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like Rapunzel, like to me, like
with short hair.
Yeah, but like she's like basically dressed up like Rapunzel, and
well, it's a persona.
Yeah, but like it was weird. It was like, and then like all the guards are in like high tech knight, old looking knight.
Yeah, well,
stuff.
Didn't she say something about how they're kind of closed off?
Yeah.
So.
Which, yeah, they explained it within it, but like, this is what I mean by like the new DCU vibe being more like comic booky. It's like,
okay, well, the vibes
it's kind of silly. Like
the vibes I got was like some kind of weird Mario game.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Super
Yeah.
Mario's like what kind of Princess Peach, weird guards. Like it just felt like Mario should be running around in there.
Yeah, I mean, to me it's like, yeah, that fits as well. It's like it's silly kind of, but comic books can be that more silly. But like Marvel does it more in a more based in reality. Like
this is a cartoon.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be weird. If they did this live action, you would have so many different things to say.
Oh yeah.
Remind yourself it's a cartoon. It's gonna be automatically more comic book-esque because it's animated.
And we'll see as this goes on how I like it not comic book animation style being canon to live action as well.
They shouldn't be in the same universe.
I'm not really a fan of that. Yeah, it's like I think they should be separate universes, like how it has been so far with Marvel. But I did see that the Eyes of Wakanda 4 episodes is going to actually be canon to 616.
Doing animated stuff and calling it canon to a live action universe is lazy.
Yeah, I agree.
It's cheap.
I agree.
And if really, in all honesty, it's unnecessary. Just don't make the show. If it's not worth live action, it's not worth being in your universe.
Yeah. Now I get you can do more with an animated show. You don't actually have to travel to all these places and film and do all that. But
and start an animated universe if you want to do it so bad.
Exactly. Like, but yeah. So I mean, this is a little tangent, but like with Marvel going forward, I'm kind of upset that they're putting Eyes of Wakanda in as canon to 616, unless they do it in a way like, which I don't think they will. I'm pretty sure they won't, but I'm okay with like them doing an animation style if they start off with live action, like somebody is telling a story. But like how they did with Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, they showed like the past by animating it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about
like I'm okay with that.
Like I don't think that they'll do that. It's a rough spot for Marvel right now, but we're not here to talk about that. Keep going.
Yeah.
Get me to the monsters. These monsters and the Nazi-hating robot.
So, in this episode, Alana starts to, try to seduce Flag.
Try?
In this one, yeah, tries.
Okay.
And then this is one thing I did not like about it is that it, for a short animated first step in the DCU, why do so much sex? in it.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that.
It wasn't really necessary. Like, it never really is.
It's never
But it's
necessary.
like you can imply that something happened, but like
Yeah.
they showed a little too much, you know? And they did it too often too.
Listen, if I have to see animated nipples, you've taken it too far. Okay?
That's the line, apparently.
No.
Animated nipples.
It's a little further than that, but why did you go that far? Didn't you know you were doing too much? Too much. When you're drawing naked cartoons, you've taken it too far. You need to back up. You need to use that backspace button. I don't want to see naked bodies in cartoons. I don't want to see naked bodies at all.
I'm just saying, it's kind of like, obviously,
that's weird.
You know what, like, if you take the time to look at the rating, you know. But as superheroes are like usually like kids stuff, you know, and you're starting off with an animated show.
This isn't for kids.
Yeah, like,
this isn't for kids.
That's not the right. I don't think that's the right move for starting a new superhero universe. That's like a big. DC is big.
Oh, did you think it was a good idea to start with the Nazi-hating robot?
That's a great idea, honestly.
Like,
great characters.
Some quality stuff here. What is it? Necrophilia and all kinds of weird stuff going on in this show.
And there's a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm not saying like I didn't like all the sexual stuff, but like I enjoyed this series. I just don't think it was like necessarily like a smart move to do it first.
No, I always lose respect for anything when they start doing that. Like, it just feels like you took yourself down a notch or two or three or four, depending on how much you do and what. Like, The Boys, I can't even watch it anymore.
Yeah, The Boys is like, I am only watching it because the final season. Well, I was kind of sick of it by season 3, basically, of how much sex they put in it. But I'll continue to watch it because I know season 5 is the last season, and I'm just never gonna rewatch it again. That's not a show that I'm ever gonna rewatch.
It's too much.
Like, I can't watch all of that again. It's just too much. But anyway, with the end of this first episode, or towards the end here, we got to see Dr. Phosphorus, which I like him. Kind of tries to steal the what is it? The Waller's, but it's Flag's little thing to shock them.
The control pad, let's call
it the control pad. Tries to steal from him, but isn't able to, and that's when Flag says, like, it doesn't matter if you get the device or not, because Waller basically can just do it, just shock him or kill him. Like, it doesn't matter if they get his control pad anyway. So yeah. And then from here on out, the episodes are kind of each episode goes over one of the characters' backstory,
which I did enjoy.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to do that.
I don't ever want anyone to skip backstory.
Yeah.
I don't care if I've seen it a million times or if this is the first time. Don't skip it.
I agree. So this one was about the bride.
Yeah, remember when I said necrophilia?
Yep. That's what we're talking about. So the bride is she leaves the castle with Nina following her. And they go to her birthplace, air quotes. I don't like. There wasn't a reason.
She wanted the necklace.
No, I'm thinking, like, they know their, or like Amanda Waller or whoever's watching over them. They've got to know their backstories, right? They've got to have some information on them, I feel like. But like,
I mean, yeah.
it's kind of odd that like.
For her though, that goes really far back, and as
That's
we
true.
see later, she was all over the place all throughout time.
Yeah, it's just like, what a coincidence kind of thing, like that they're right down the street from that, and that's what sidetracks her kind of. But anyway, yeah, they head there, and then we learn in the flashback that she, obviously the bride, she's made for Frankenstein.
But that's not his first name.
Eric. Eric. She's made for Eric. And then, but she fell in love with her creator.
Who had a wife and family.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I really enjoy this. Eric thinking that her being me and I know it sounds bad because she's saying no. Like, she doesn't want him, but he's like constantly chasing after her.
Oh, I have to prove myself.
Yeah, but he, like, every time like she does something that like shoots him or anything like that, he thinks that she just wants him more. Like, oh, it's a little game of cat and mouse kind of thing. But in this flashback, yeah, it shows like he's just impatient with how long it's taking for her to learn everything, to be at pace of where he is, just to be able to talk and know how to do things and all that. He keeps trying to push in and like give her gifts and whatever, but that's what pushes her away from him bit by bit, because Eric gets pushed away. The creator, I forgot his name. He has time alone with the bride. So
was that really her name?
I think so. I don't remember another name if they said it. Because then we get their relationship escalating, and this necklace is what's kind of bringing that back, the memories for the bride, because it's the gift that her creator gives to her and whatever. But they end up, doing it.
That's what I'm talking about. When I have to see animate and nipples
or butts.
Yeah. Anything. Don't do it.
And then
You weirdos.
While they're doing that, Eric walks in and gets all mad.
Was it a gift?
Yeah. Didn't he have like flowers or something? Like,
always.
So, yeah. Yeah, that's how he finds out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how that happened. Meanwhile, the sexual activities continue over at the castle, where Alana has forced herself onto Flag, and Flag
Literally
has given in, and they're going crazy in the bathroom, and a few of the other Task Force M.
Don't skip my favorite part.
What's your favorite part?
I think it's the end of the first episode.
Okay.
Where they put GI Robot outside her room.
Oh yeah. Yes.
After she tries to force
I
herself
forgot about that.
on Flag Senior the first time, and he's like, no. And then G.I. Robot is outside. On November 1st, I ended the life of 17 Nazis at the Bay of, or whatever he says.
That was so good.
He's just recounting his kills out loud.
I love it because it's like it's like a shot like kind of down the hall, so it's like he's like you can kind of hear him further away, like through the hallway. Like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. But yeah, so they're getting on the bathroom and
Alexi's like, where's the princess?
Yeah. Dr. Phosphorus is covering for him, I guess. And then back at the manor, Cersei attacks the bride and Nina. And I mean, we kind of skipped, not completely, but the necklace is why she was there, why the bride went to the manor.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that it was just a necklace.
Yeah, like it didn't have any powers or anything. It was just a necklace. Yeah, which was used as a point to jump back, do the flashback just to connect.
She's just a very coarse character for her to want to go back just for something purely sentimental is a little weird to me, but
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so Cersei attacks them, and they have a fight, and she turns the bride's arms into inflatable,
wacky inflatable man.
Yeah, which was kind of funny. And tosses her off the manor balcony. Now I don't. When I was writing the notes here, because I kind of wrote these notes after we watched it, a little while after, like just off of what I remembered. So it may be a little, events may be a little off here, but they're all in their right episodes, I think. But do you remember how Rick, Flag, and the rest of them like realized they needed to go to the manor to help them?
Didn't Nina call? Nina radioed, and she's like, "Sorry, we left. We're under attack."
That's what I thought. I just didn't realize like they had radios, or like I didn't know what the communication device was that she had to get back to him. But
no, Nina tattled. That's how they got notified.
All right. Well, either way, Rick Flag and the rest of them head out to go help the bride and Nina after Cersei's attack, and then we roll into episode 3 where they arrive on the scene.
And G.I. Robot to the rescue.
Not quite yet, but kind of. They get there, and they're all like hiding behind. I think that's where they're hiding behind rubble before they go in. But he's like, do I get to kill Nazis now? But they go in, and the bride is just tied up in a chair in the foyer there, or whatever it is. And they think it's like it's a trap kind of thing, but it's not. She's just trying to talk.
Why does it? It's not a trap. It's just a.
It's a diversion.
Yeah.
It's what it is, but they don't know that yet. But so they get her untied and everything, and she tells G.I. Robot where Nina is, and G.I. Robot's the only one that goes, up to go get Nina. Like, he runs up there like, I have to go save my friend. And
G.I. Robot is so...
what? He's wholesome.
He's just Vision.
Vision? He's not Vision.
He's World War II Vision.
He's Captain America Vision.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed for how, I mean, it was short lived, but G.I. Robots and Nina's like little friendship, I guess. I liked that. I thought it was sweet, especially in this part where like they go
picks
up.
The whole bathtub up.
Yeah, like they trapped her with barbed wire over the bathtub so she couldn't get out. But I mean, she wouldn't been able to get out anyway. Really,
she can't breathe
she
without
can't
the
breathe.
water.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, like I liked that. He just carried her down in the bathtub and threw her in the van.
And everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, just shoved it in there. But
they were gonna leave.
Yeah, like what kind of? It's not like.
Well, what kind of team, is gonna explode Sokovia in the air without making sure Wanda gets off? Don't worry, Vision will get her.
I guess every team has its flaws. Huh?
Mm-hmm. What kind of team drives away from the manor without making sure Nina and G.I. Robot are back? Same story, different team.
Well, yeah, they head back.
Because Cersei is now attacking the castle.
Yes, because they use them as a diversion to get the rest of the team out of the castle. And they get back there, and yeah. Well, before that, let's talk a bit about this is the episode where this is G.I. Robot's episode. Oh, so we get backstory for G.I. Robot.
Let's talk all about it. Let's talk for 4 hours about it.
Let's just dive into the meat of this episode.
The meat of G.I. Robot.
So, I mean, the first flashbacks that we get are him with Easy Company. He should have been in Band of Brothers.
G.I. Robot should have been real.
Yeah. But, so, yeah, we get that, and we get, like, his first, like, mission, I guess, and there's Nazis all around, and he's like, I'll take care of it, and his legs get super long, he gets really tall, and he just locks onto all the Nazis, he can tell, takes them out, which is great.
Why didn't they make more of him?
I don't know. Yeah, he works so well.
Yeah.
So maybe they did. I don't know. But he's like the last surviving one. Maybe, I don't know. But
has everyone in this room's identification cards been checked?
He's dead serious.
That sounds like something a Nazi would say.
Squints his eyes.
G.I. Robot. What a hero.
Oh. Yeah, so he gets passed around after the war.
And all he wants is to kill some Nazis.
That's his main goal.
Why
that's
didn't anyone ever tell him, "Hey, G.I. Robot, the Nazis are gone. We defeated the Nazis. There are no more."
I don't think he could comprehend that.
But nobody tried.
I think that, I mean, we're going to get to it here shortly, but I think what happens at the end of his backstory just cements in his mind that there's always going to be Nazis.
Yeah, well, there is probably always going to be Nazis for real, though.
That's true.
So set him loose in the world.
Bro, just go. Go find him. But yeah, he gets passed around a bit. He was on that show, and then he was in government testing. They did like studies on him and whatnot. Then he got to this collector. He got passed to this collector, which was fun. It was Michael Rooker,
Mm.
which took a second to place it, but yeah. So that's kind of James Gunn is bringing back. He always brings back
the
people.
princess is the dog from Guardians.
Yeah, and like I mean, obviously he brings back his brother all the time, Weasel
yeah.
and GI Robot, and then he used Michael Rooker in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And Yondu, but
that sounds like something a Nazi would say.
It's like Michael Rooker with this character was getting back to a little more of the Merle side of things. Just a tamer version of Merle's outlook on people, I guess.
Well, I thought this was a misunderstanding. Because why in the world would you take a Nazi killing robot to a Nazi meetup?
I don't know. I don't know why.
He knew what he was.
He should have known. As a collector, like being really into this stuff, he should have known like what his programming was, like
his kill record.
Yeah, his record, like what he was made to do, he should know what this piece of equipment does from the war. And then also like he's been hanging out with him for so long, and you can't go like a few minutes without GI Robot saying something about wanting to kill Nazis. So like
they pulled the curtain and it had the flag.
Yeah.
And he went, oh boy.
Yeah.
He
so
said,
good.
oh boy.
He went to town. He didn't hesitate.
No.
First person he blew their head off was his collector friend.
He said, oh boy, Nazis.
Wild.
No time for an explanation.
No.
Oh boy, Nazis.
We don't need an explanation. We know what he's gonna do. He's gonna take care of business.
And so that's why he's in jail.
Yes, that's why he got put in whatever that place is. Which I don't know what the name of is, like just non-human something. I don't know, but yeah, that's how he got captured. That's basically his backstory throughout the episode.
And then he just sits in his cell for a really long time.
Yeah.
And doesn't move.
Yeah, poor guy. I felt bad for him.
Well,
really.
Yeah.
But so they get to the castle back into the present now. They get back to the castle, and I think this is I said it before, but I think this is the actual part where they're hiding behind stuff, and he's like,
are these Nazis?
Are these Nazis? And Rick Flag is like,
yes.
Yeah, they're Nazis.
Which this song was like, I think we took a break after this episode. The song was stuck in my head.
Oh yeah.
Where he's killing all of the guys. And...
Well, so yeah, he goes wild on these Nazis. Nazis, air quotes. But it shows off his
new abilities.
Which he's got like hover pads and stuff like that. But he goes mental on these things. He can detach
from his legs.
Yeah. He can go even higher.
He can turn into a drone.
Yeah. and
he's smiling so big.
Yeah, it's like overlaid with the Nazi flashback, the Nazi group flashback killing. So it's like just like pure joy for GI Robot, and then he gets
blown up,
annihilated there.
And we were very. I think I yelled at the TV.
That's very sad. But they did a great job at like build it like with the backstory being like, this is what he's been waiting for. You know, like this, it's built to this. You know, he's just been itching to do this.
He's been waiting
and then he
like
finally
70 years for Nazis.
He just got to let loose, just go wild, and he's so happy.
He's always asking, "Is this a Nazi?" And they say no, and he's like, "Okay, but you tell me when."
I'm kind of skeptical.
You tell me when there's a Nazi, and I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah. So, I mean, he again air quotes, died happy. At this point, so I liked that because it just built, and then he died doing something he loved, which it's messed up, but
he was killing Nazis.
Yeah.
There's nothing messed up about killing Nazis.
He was doing what he loved.
That coin operated boy.
That's the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was about to say, dude, he's gas powered, which is funny to me as well. It's like, I mean, it makes sense. He's World War II, you know, but he's gas powered. Cersei takes him out,
and then she gets her face burned off.
Well, she
gets attacked by the weasel.
Yeah, she tries to kill Alana. She gets really close, and the weasel jumps in because the weasel liked that Alana was throwing the bone for him. He's a simple little weasel. And yeah, he starts like mauling her, like ripping at her and sinking his teeth into her, his blood and everything. And they get like thrown out the window or something, and then that's what Dr. Phosphorus just goes right on her face. So she's got like this big handprint, burned handprint into her face, which was kind of cool.
Did they go to Belle Reve prison? Is that where it was?
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Well, guess where that's the prison from Suicide Squad.
That sounds right. Yeah. Well, that's Amanda Waller's.
There's a Belle Reve prison in every universe.
Just got repurposed. And then we roll into episode 4.
Belle Reve.
Where we go back there. Task Force M returns back with Cersei. And on arrival, Frankenstein is spying in on the bride as she's getting off of the.
She's in love with him. Look at her.
Yeah, I love this.
She hates him. She doesn't love this dude. This Rick Flag.
No,
she's like talking to him angrily, and he's like, "Look."
Oh, Rick Flag. Yeah.
She loves him. I know. I can see it.
Yeah.
She's not supposed to love him. She needs to love me. She's my bride. It's her name.
Yeah.
And these guys in the helicopter are like, "Okay, buddy."
And then he's like,
paid for.
And then he's like, "You think I'm ugly?"
Yeah.
And then he kills the guy.
What? You think I'm ugly because I don't have facial hair?
Yeah.
She likes his bearded face. Yeah. These guys get killed for nothing.
Kills these helicopter people for nothing. So then the monsters are put back in prison, and while they're in there, they have a little skirmish with some of the other. We see more monsters in there.
Mm-hmm. Nina gets bullied.
Yeah, Nina gets bullied, and the rest of the team kind of protects her. I think Dr. Phosphorus like melts the guy or something, or a girl, or the other monster that's like bullying. I think that was what happened.
Yeah, they steal her tray, and then all of a sudden nobody has food anymore because all their food got thrown around, and the bride did something, and complaint.
It was more the bride. Yeah,
back to a couple episodes ago. Whenever the bride gets in a fight, she like rips half her clothes off.
I felt like that was just towards the end. Like her clothes got torn up or something.
No,
Like
I feel like it's every time she gets in a fight. Annoying. Anyway.
yeah, well, because did she mentioned something earlier on, like I think to Cersei, that like complaining about how she has to dress so like skimpy or whatever, or I guess
Who?
not skimpy, but I don't know.
Who has to dress that way?
Like Cersei,
Oh.
like how she's
That was
dressed.
Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller is like, do you like being dressed like that? Does that there's the dude with like the crutch that works with Amanda Waller, and she's like, do you like that?
I thought there was more talk
I don't
at
remember.
that point. I thought the bride made a mention to Cersei about that earlier, and then that's why in my mind it was like the joke was like at the end was that like her clothes got all torn up, and it was.
I just remember when Cersei's in prison, and she's like, "Why do all you supervillains have to be so sexed up? Do you like that?" And the other guy's like, "Yeah," or something.
Yeah, which I think that guy is from Peacemaker.
I don't know.
I think. We both have not seen Peacemaker. So.
I don't have time in my life for that.
So. But yeah, so they've got
Cersei in prison.
They got Cersei in prison.
Talking about how she's all sexed up. She says Alana is gonna end the world, basically.
Yeah.
And Rick Flag is like, no, she couldn't do that. And Amanda Waller's like, why? Because you had sex with her?
Yeah, basically. Well, she doesn't fully. Amanda Waller doesn't fully believe her. Until they bring that pro in.
Yeah, she doesn't believe her because she shows her the vision, but then like,
yeah, she shows her the
making
vision.
this up, and then they get the expert, and the expert's like, nah, no, she can't just make it up.
Yeah.
And so then they send her back. Not her back, but like the team back to kill her.
That's getting ahead. But because we got that happening, but we also have the rest of the team in prison minus Weasel, who is the focus of this episode. And he's getting a meeting with a therapist.
Yeah.
His therapist.
Yeah.
Which is wild that he has a therapist.
This man? It's not a therapist, it's his lawyer.
Lawyer? What?
She's trying to get him out.
She's trying to help him, yeah. But then we get the flashbacks for Weasel.
Which is sad.
It is sad.
Because, whenever we saw that first initial glimpse of him with that little girl, I was like, it looks like he's just dragging her away. Yeah. Didn't look like he was attacking her. Yeah. And then that's exactly what it was. They keep showing
that. Just a shot of him looking at the camera with her in his mouth, and there's like fire in his eyes. Yeah. But it was sweet. It was, I mean, it's sad, but like it was sweet of Weasel, like he's just playing with them. That's the sweet part.
Yeah, he was just playing with the kids.
Playing with the kids.
It was that little kid, the same kid that got into the matches and the alcohol. Was it? That little boy. One little boy got into the alcohol and lit the match.
Well, yeah. So, yeah. Started a fire, and then he was just trying to help, and some old guy called the police or something. It wouldn't have been a problem
if the old man hadn't called the police.
Right.
And then, he could have called the police, but when he called the police and then got his gun.
Yeah.
Like, wait for the police.
Now, this is one of the bigger like problems I had while I was watching this show. Weasel is trying to drag this girl out, trying to save her.
Oh my gosh, and they're shooting at him?
That's the problem. Yeah, like they're shooting at Weasel, but this girl is hanging right in front of Weasel.
Why aren't they?
She's in his, like, he's holding her clothes in his mouth, and that's how he's carrying her, and he's trying to run out, and they're shooting basically at the little girl.
Why don't they worry about getting the kids out of the basement?
Yeah.
Simultaneously? Like, how many police are there?
There was a good bunch, yeah.
Let the animal get outside and drag the girl through the grass.
At least,
and then shoot him out there.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to shoot him, but like he would have dropped her outside.
Yeah. He would have been.
Like, he wasn't trying to hurt her.
He was just trying to save her. So
she played with him the most, so that was his priority. I'll get her out. Like,
she fed him too, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that was just sad.
It was really sad. Yeah.
He's basically just a stupid dog.
Yeah. I just love all of Sean Gunn's characters, I guess. Weasel and G.I. Robot.
I don't know if that even counts as a Sean Gunn character. What does he sit in the booth and go?
He makes some noises.
He put a lot into that character.
No. I just like G.I. Robot a lot, and I like Weasel a lot, so... And they happen to have the same voice actor. But, so yeah, that's his backstory.
Poor Weasel.
Yeah.
And then he eats the picture of the girl.
Yeah. He's an animal, so...
Yeah.
Some kind of animal.
At least he is now.
So yeah, now we get to the end of the episode where they send the team back to assassinate Alana now. Because Waller is convinced by
the professor.
But
expert
the
lady.
Professor, an Amazonian professor, and Cersei, that Alana will end the world, and Flag is not going. The bride is now like the lead of the group, taking lead, because Flag is not on board with it. Then that takes us into episode 5. This is the Frankenstein-centered episode.
Frankenstein!
So we get that montage of Frankenstein and the bride fighting through history. We also get the continuation of the bride's flashback in the manor.
Oh, with the dog that drags that giant Frankenstein out of the water?
Well, that did not happen. Yeah, because she shot him, right? Did she? No.
She lit him on fire.
She did something to him. Because he went and killed the creator of them both.
Yeah.
Mangled his body up.
Yeah.
And then that's what really, really destroyed their relationship. But Eric...
They didn't ever have a relationship.
No, not really. But now she's pissed at him, So, yeah. And then with that flashback, we get to see the dog dragging it, but this gypsy woman that nurses him back to health. At the beginning of the show, there was I think it's a different woman, because it can't be the same woman.
Yeah, I thought it the same thing. I was like, how is she dead? Because she called him and said that she saw him.
Yeah.
Or saw her, sorry.
Tipped off Eric that
the bride
was at the manor, yeah. So I just think they could have done that better, because we were both confused on who that was, and because they look too similar too.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's just like some like informant for him, basically in the present day.
Mm-hmm.
That woman, because he ends up killing her, the original
Which is
gypsy
messed
woman.
up. He didn't have to do that.
No, he didn't, but he did, and I guess he took the dog. I don't know if he killed the dog too or not.
No, the
but,
dog came with him.
Yeah, but you know, so yeah. In present day, Frankenstein shows up at Flag's house to kill him because he stole his bride. So they get in a big fight. As Frankenstein just attacks him, and they're fighting, and then Flag gets up on his back and like has a gun in his eye, and is eventually convinces him that he doesn't love the bride, that he loves Alana and wants his help, and that they can help each other, basically.
Typical weird cartoon man. I had sex with you one time after refusing you several times, and now I'm in love with you.
Typical cartoon man.
Weird.
Cartoon. What's another cartoon man that did that?
I don't know, but it's not realistic. That's not healthy.
No, it's not healthy.
It's not real. You don't love someone because that happened. You were basically raped, dude. Like,
yeah, pretty
literally.
much. Yeah.
Gosh, I'm in love with you now.
So yeah, then they agree to work together, and they go to the university where this professor.
Pause here. Frankenstein is walking around.
That's true. Yeah.
Frankenstein, like a big monster.
Yes.
Not even trying to look like a regular person.
He's a jock.
He's like blue or green, like
I know.
he's stitched together.
Yeah.
He's got bolts in his head.
Yeah.
And he's hiding in a bush on the university.
Weren't the students were like acknowledging that, and they were kind of like in the bushes, but like kind of like whatever.
I don't know, but like Frankenstein is walking around like, okay, I'll help you investigate. You don't want to leave him somewhere where you can be a little more low key?
No, we got to bring him with. He's got help.
Not that he would agree with being left behind, but like, gosh.
So yeah, they're watching, and the professor is clearly not professional.
Lesbians!
That's the important part about whatever the place is called. I already forgot. But yeah, so they think that's weird, and so they go to her house and find the real professor dead. And then so they're realizing that, and then the fake professor shows up.
He catches them. Because it's Clayface.
Because it's Clayface. And then they battle.
And Clayface almost kills him.
Clayface. I was pretty excited about that, honestly.
I know.
I just love me some Batman stuff. But yeah, that was kind of cool. And then Frankenstein defeats Clayface by electrocuting him.
So is he dead?
That's what I'm wondering, because it seems like later on, because like go back there, Amanda Waller, I think, shows up there, and he's still like splattered all over the place. Looks like he's dead.
I think it just takes some time to pull back together.
It might be that, yeah. Like, I want to say that he's not dead because
Didn't you say James Gunn is doing a Clayface show?
Yeah, a movie, a Clayface movie, which obviously you could say, if he was dead, it's a prequel. But I think because they're doing that, I don't think Clayface is dead. And why would you kill Clayface off so quickly? Like, it's dumb to do, in my opinion.
Clayface is the same to me as the Sandman from
For
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Except Clayface can turn into people. But, like, to me, I don't know Clayface's origin, but it's the same thing. To me, they're, like, pretty much the same character, except the other guy looks like John Cena and turns into a big sand face.
Well, the Clayface origin stuff I know is like it's like a special like cream or something. Well, there's a couple. Oh, I really got to pull. I think that's the animated series is the cream. Batman the animated series, but then the comics I remember I'm pulling back from when I was a kid reading these. It was like there was like jars of like that clay substance that allowed him to change to shapeshift, like in a cave, like somewhere. Like he found some cave and it had jars with that stuff in it, and like he had to keep going back there and getting more kind of thing. And I don't remember how he like fully turned into Clayface, but that's what I'm remembering from like the original comics, I think.
That's why you don't buy beauty products from Temu.
Because they could be from a jar in a clay, or jar in a cave.
They could turn you into a Clayface.
You can never turn back. Okay, and so then we roll into episode 6, where Flag gets a hold of Ilana and is able to warn her about the Creature Commandos coming after her. And around that time, Alexei picks up the Creature Commandos, and he gets a call from Ilana telling him what's up, and he starts driving them like it looked like to me like the edge of the city, to get them far away from the castle. And they're questioning, and then he's just like, oh, it's a quicker way to go.
It's a quicker way to go in the opposite direction.
There's traffic. Nobody's on the street. But he gets to like the edge of the city, and then other whatever, the trucks, vans, whatever, show up.
TAC
vehicles show up, and then they, obviously realize that they're not taking him to the castle. And Dr. Phosphorus just from the back seat puts his fist through Alexei and burns his head off.
R.I.P. Alexei.
You were a real one. So then the rest of the forces attack the Creature Commandos and they scatter. So they kind of all split off. And Weasel, gotta love him, runs off into the wilderness. Yeah, and makes friends with wolves and basically just plays the whole time, has a good time. And he eventually he starts remembering, or he was having dreams, I think, of the little girl, and then the little girl like turned into the face of Ilana, and then it's like, oh, Ilana threw that bone for me. She liked to play catch with me.
I should go there.
I should go see her. And so he ends up running off to go see her. And then the bride and Nina.
Gonna go see Beirut's mom.
That's right. This lady is in everything. I don't know her
Let's
her
find
name.
out.
Yeah, look that up. We just know her from 24. She was a mom in that, but she's been popping up in a lot of different things that we've been watching here recently. She was in The Penguin.
Was her name Dina?
Yeah, Dina.
Oh. I can't say her name. I love her. I can't say that.
Can't pronounce it.
I don't even want to try.
Oh man.
I know.
Shohara Agdashlu. Agdashlu. Yeah, that's a tough one. But she has just an iconic voice.
An Iranian and American actress known for her distinctively deep and gravelly voice, which is a result of a vocal cord surgery she underwent in the early 70s.
There you have it. Yeah, so she popped up in this.
She was in The Penguin.
Yeah.
She was in Renfield. She was in The Nativity Story, 2005. She's been in a lot of stuff, and it's gotta all be because of her voice.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, continue.
That surgery that she had.
Yeah, it made her career.
Led to a lot of jobs. But yeah, so Nina and the bride end up in this brothel. And they take refuge there. They have a little tussle with some other metahumans. They use the word metahumans that try to take advantage of one of the workers there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then they end up heading to the castle after that. Was there anything after that happened that kind of forced them out?
I mean,
not with anybody else, just with Nina and the bride.
Not really.
Yeah, it wasn't that interesting anyway. The
most interesting part was the reappearance of a surprising voice.
Exactly. Yeah, which the character looked nothing like her. Too.
No, it was kind of jarring.
Yeah. And then we get, this is the Dr. Phosphorus episode.
Which was also sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of sad backstories. Like, they really did make you feel for the characters. I mean, they did a good job. But yeah, Dr. Phosphorus, he kind of takes refuge with this little girl, goes to her house, goes in there, and has his 11th hour moment with her. Or it just reminded me so much of the 11th Doctor and little Amy Pond sitting at the kitchen table.
Well, she wasn't even scared of this little girl. She wasn't scared of him. He's literally like a flaming skeleton.
Exactly. And little Amelia Pond was not a scared.
Skillet?
Yeah, skillet. Yeah.
I only remember because it sounded like skillet.
Skillet. Skillet song plays.
Skillet?
What? Monster plays by Skillet. Yeah.
It looks like I'm smiling, but I'm not.
Yeah. Aww. Because he's reminiscing about
his family.
Murdered. Yeah. So his backstory was that he was doing he was trying to make a cure for cancer, I think it was.
Yeah.
Um,
He was getting paid.
but
too.
the funding that he needed for it, he was getting from unsavory people, which his wife was upset about, and it ended up biting him in the butt, and they killed his
wife and child.
yeah, killed his family, and then they tried to kill him.
They framed him for their murder.
Yeah.
And then tried to kill him.
Yeah, which just turned him into Dr. Phosphorus. And then he flipped the script on them and took control. He killed them all off and then became a crime lord. And then we got a little tease of Batman
Which,
at the end.
When he was being a crime lord, it was so like The Mask.
You're right. Yeah, it was.
He was wearing his zoot suit.
He was pimping. That's what he was
doing. Smoking.
But yeah, I just really I did like the little. I'm saying it again. I just like that Batman tease, adding that in.
The Batman.
Yeah.
Got him.
It has the first like stuff of the flashback. I was like, oh yeah, we're definitely in Gotham.
Yeah.
So that's how he got captured. And then when he leaves the little girl's house, that's when the parents wake up.
Yeah.
And they're yelling at him. And he's just like,
but we were playing airplane or whatever.
Yeah.
He's tossing her up in the air.
Yeah.
She's having a good time.
He's like, which way to the castle?
Yeah. Well, he was like worried he was going to have to kill her. He didn't want to.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah. It was sweet. But, yeah, so then he starts heading off to the castle as well. And then they all meet up in the forest, and then they get ready for the finale.
Stupid and anticlimactic that they left Nina for the finale.
It was all right. I think they were. I know, like, she's not the most interesting one, but I thought it was good that they left her for the finale because, like, kind of like with all the episodes and their placement, their flashback placements, they all played to like the emotion for that character. So what happens to Nina in this episode is it hits harder because you just saw the flashback. You just saw everything that happened to her and where it leads. But
I guess, but I don't know. I was just expecting a little more.
Yeah. Anyway, so Creature Commandos get to the castle. They break into the security tower. They see the bride, and I think someone else sees the security recording. We can't see the full thing at this point. We just see Alana with somebody else coming into the castle.
Yeah.
And then Frankenstein shows up for his bride.
My bride!
And then the bride just shoots him a bunch of times.
She loves me.
Yeah. So it's the greatest love story I've ever seen.
As a woman, no, it's not.
I know it's bad. And then we start getting that Nina backstory, which was really sad.
It was sad. But it was boring.
Yeah, it made me sad because she was born with her lungs basically on the outside of her, and she couldn't breathe properly, and her dad made her a backpack kind of thing to help her breathe, and but her mom couldn't handle it, and for some reason, I like just maybe it's because I have a kid now, but
yeah,
just like
I don't understand her
seeing
issue
like
with
the little like baby like just learning to walk kind of with the backpack on. I was like, oh,
yeah,
like she was kind of cute, you know, like
yeah.
walking around, trying to walk around, like.
And the mom's like, look
Playing.
at her, oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah, like
I don't understand.
like how can you feel that way, you know?
I don't know.
But anyway, so the mom kind of bails, and the dad continues to try to help her, and eventually wants to move away from that backpack and tries to fix her issue with some kind of fish, probably fish DNA or something. I don't know. They didn't go too deep into it, but it changed her kind of like too much and made it so now she looks the way she looks, and she can only breathe in water. So now she needs like a full suit,
Yeah.
not just a backpack, to breathe. And then he tries, he sends her to normal school where she gets bullied, and eventually...
Say ribbit.
Say ribbit? She doesn't look like a frog.
No, she doesn't.
It looks like a fish. But yeah, she gets bullied, and then she thinks that's just best for her to run away and go live in a habitat where she can actually like breathe all the time and all that. So that's what she does. Leaves her dad behind, and then like there's like sightings of her, and eventually like they like catch her, and there's like a big crowd and everything
And
pulling her in, and her dad shows up and kind of like runs up and like is talking to her, and then like someone shoots him.
They don't know it's her dad.
Yeah, but like again,
they told him to stay back several times. He didn't listen, and yeah, he got shot.
Yeah, but like, why do you resort to that?
I don't know. Police.
You go over there and pull him off. Why shoot him?
I don't know.
This is falls in line for me with the Weasel deal. Shooting at him. Like, they're just kind of like throughout the show, I was like, people with guns are being really stupid.
Convenience, plot convenience.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was super sad.
Her dad dies.
And yeah, her dad dies, and yeah.
So she got arrested and never did anything wrong.
No.
She's in prison.
She just got captured.
Nothing. Yeah.
So then let's come back to the present, and Alana, even though, there's a threat of her, or she's in danger, basically, because they know that the Creature Commandos are loose. She's like, I'm going to go for a swim. It's just what I do every morning. So I'm going to go for a swim. So she does that. And then the Creature Commandos are hiding off to the side. They can see her jumping in there, swimming around.
And they're like, quick, Nina, go kill someone. And she's like, I've never done that before. And here, just stab her a bunch of times with this knife.
Yeah. The nicest one, go send her.
Yeah.
Well, it's water. You have to go.
She hasn't done anything yet.
That's true. She hasn't. Which makes it even sadder, honestly. But, yeah, so the bride kind of sends her in, and she is underneath her, and then
She takes too long.
she takes too long. Yeah, and Alana notices and kills her instead. Kills Nina instead. And as Nina's body comes up or whatever, the bride gets a call from Waller to call off
The hit.
the
yeah.
hit. But so Flag got to Waller in the meantime and unraveled the Clayface thing
And so Clayface was faking being the professor, is what they think at this point. They think Clayface was being the professor when the professor came to the prison to confirm Cersei's stuff.
So yeah, to them, to Waller and Flag, Clayface doing that means that Alana is not going to take over the world. Like that Clayface was saying that Cersei's visions that she showed Waller, saying that those are real, but now that we know that it's Clayface, it's not like
that's not credible.
It's not credible. Yeah, not credible. So she calls off the hit after Nina is killed. Then the bride talks with Alana.
Well,
yeah, what you got?
The weasel is getting like an award for his service. And yeah, then the bride goes and talks to Alana, and she's like, so I know about Clayface.
Yeah.
And how you sent Clayface to kill the professor and make it look like she's been dead the whole time after the real professor talked to Waller and told her the truth, that you really are going to cause the end of the world, but you made it look like it was Clayface the whole time. So it's true, you really are going to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't really care, I'm just going to kill you because you killed Nina.
Yeah.
And then she shoots her in the face.
It's great.
It was crazy.
I really liked it. I really liked the ending.
She pulls the Frankenstein off the bookshelf in there.
Yeah. I really liked that flip-flopping though. The like back and forth of like,
well, you get hints that she's capable of all of that.
Yeah, you do. But that's what like throws it into suspicion, or like, will she, like, is this real or is it not? But yeah, they did great. And yeah, like she just really just kills her because she kills Nina. She killed Nina.
And then she's like, okay, everyone, hurry, we need to leave.
Yeah, let's hustle. Let's hustle on out. She said, yeah, this is I have some of the quotes of what the bride says.
Oh yeah, the bride has got some jokes.
She's got some good stuff here. She said calls Alana a power mad, sadistic, narcissistic Disney princess. And then when she's explaining, she's gonna kill her just because she killed Nina, she's like, she killed her for killing Nina. She says that Nina was the only friend I have and the only one of us with an ounce of kindness in her veins. I was like, oh, it's just some good lines. I mean, but yeah, then they hustle on out of the castle. And then so this is kind of like the end bits of the series or show season. Task Force M gets kind of like a new team at the end, with the bride being the lead. And we get like King Shark is in there now.
upgraded living quarters.
Yep. And G.I. Robot is back.
G.I. Robot is back!
He's alive.
He's rebuilt bigger than ever!
Yeah, which I don't know about that.
He's an inconvenient size now.
Yeah.
He's fine the way he was.
I liked him better just, the way he was.
Now he's like a Hulkbuster.
At least he's alive. Alive another day to kill more Nazis. Oh. Yeah, so the bride is the new leader of that little team. And then we also get on the back end here Frankenstein recovering from his wounds with the old lady from the premiere, and him saying again,
Oh, she loves me.
Her shooting him was just a sign of affection, she just loves him so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
What a show.
Yeah.
I would be interested to watch more of it.
I'm pretty sure it's going to get a season 2.
No. Was it the fact that they gave you another team lineup? Is that what made you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm just comparing things to Marvel, but Marvel is also going this direction as well. But Marvel in the later years have been doing a lot of just like one season deals.
Mm-hmm.
But looking to the future, I mean, like Daredevil it's already getting a second season, and it just seems like they're going a different direction. Hopefully now, with doing like good shows that matter, and then doing like multiple seasons for them, and cutting down on the other thing.
Your CEO makes a difference.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that DCU is just gonna make multi-season shows right off the bat, especially after this. But yeah, so overall, what did you think of Creature Commandos?
I enjoyed it, minus random animated sex.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it had just too much of that sexual stuff, and then I mean, I thought the shooting of characters was a little like Weasel and Nina's dad kind of annoyed me. Those two, but
what do you mean? Oh, the police shooting at
yeah,
people?
like people shooting at Weasel and Nina's dad. But yeah, overall I liked it. I liked the run times of it. Like for an animated show, this was great. We watched this in like a day.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was enough. There's 7 episodes, and they're like between 20 and 30 minutes or something like that each. I think the runtime was great for a animated show entry.
It was also a refreshing type of group.
Yeah. It's not something that I don't think we've seen anything like this before, like in MCU or anything like that. I mean, it kind of falls in line with like Suicide Squad type of groups, but it is different. It's like it's really just they all have this like monster vibe, like universal monster vibe, which is cool. But yeah, I think they did all the characters really well. And like I said, like the episodes that they picked to do the flashbacks for each character, I think they did a good job with that, and like it played well into that character's point in like the present timeline in that episode. And like made you feel more for the character. Like I liked all of the like Weasel, I like made me sad for him. Like I felt bad for him. GI Robot was just fun. Like he's killing Nazis, but like you can't help but say that GI Robot is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think I know you didn't like it as much, but like Nina, I did like that. I thought it was sad. It was emotional. I think it did well pairing with like her death at the end. But I really and I like Dr. Phosphorus as well. That was just a cool like little kind of crime lord story, or just origin story for a villain kind of in Gotham. And the weaker ones to me were really the Bride and Frankenstein. On like me liking like feeling something for the characters. They had good backstories, but like I didn't feel as much for them or have as much like emotion when watching their stories. All right. Is that all you got?
That's all I've got.
All right. Thank you for listening to this episode of Two Ghosts Review. Remember to vote in our poll on Friday when the episode comes out, and leave comments of what you thought about Creature Commandos. And we'll see you guys next time.